What's going on, gang? How are you? Happy Sunday morning. Welcome to the show. Let me get my cans on here. I'm pretty sure the sound is going to be all right for the nobody that's watching anyway. But let me go ahead and get my cans on, and we'll get going here. As usual, trying to get at least one viewer on YouTube, because I'm obviously never prepared for this, but here we go. Turn that down and might as well. You guys don't want to hear the repeat of the show, do you? Well, if that wasn't the most professional beginning to a show that I have ever seen. And that's what we do here at High Desert Music Channel for you. We bring you the absolute best, the absolute most professional stuff that we can. Anyway, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming by. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking us out. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Sure appreciate it here on Sunday morning. Guess I wasn't quite as prepared as I thought I was. Anyhow, thanks for coming by. Thanks for checking out the show. We appreciate that. Like the videos, subscribe, comment, share. All that stuff is hugely helpful. Let's just bang that out of the way right now. That stuff is all hugely helpful for me, for the channel in general. And, you know, our purpose here, the point of this, the point of me doing this is to try and help folks out. Simple as that. Try and help people catch on to the good stuff that music has to offer. Catch on to something good about life. Grab onto something that can make all the other stuff kind of go away for a while. Can kind of ease some of those other things. Yeah, so that's the point of the show. That's the point of the channel. This week, you know, Sunday morning is our life in music. So I kind of just get on here and ramble about how the music in my world is mixed up in my life. So, you know, it's been a shitty week, man. Just hasn't been a good week. It's been rough. Been that way for a while. You know, a seemingly never-ending onslaught of defeat after defeat after defeat, setback after setback. And it, you know, music helps. I can't say that it doesn't. It's, as I said last week, it's been far easier to deal with the crappy nature of the world this time through, simply because I can play some music. I can get my mind off of it for a little while, try to learn something, try to focus on something new and learn something. And I think that's hugely important to get through some of these things. You know, like I said before, there's a different kind of a motivation, a different kind of a drive to accomplish things in the last few weeks, and that hasn't waned, and it hasn't gone away. It hasn't changed. Just again, despite the never-ending stream of life that comes at you. You know, and I mean, you want to talk about a rough week and talk about a music in and of itself having a one hell of a row to hoe this week and trying to make things a little better. You know, I had to turn loose of my two favorites this week, the two that got played the most. I had to sell my Schecter and my Martin. You know, that did not make me happy at all. Was not on my list of stuff to do. Just didn't want to do that. You know, and I mean, I understand the situation. There's like 30 days before they go on sale. There's a chance the guy could make some cash and buy them back a second time. which wouldn't be the first time in my life that I've bought the same thing fucking twice. So be it. You know, that's that's how it goes. Sometimes that's the story of the world. You know, you get ahead of yourself, you make a stupid choice, a bad decision. I've made many bad choices. Had some pretty bad ideas over the years. But yeah, I had to let the Schecter and the Mornin go, and that really bothered the shit out of me, amongst all of the other stuff that has been sold over the last few months to kind of keep afloat and keep going while I'm looking for the correct job and trying to make this channel work. You know, and that in and of itself is, to be honest, a huge drag on my brain right now. Is it worth it to be doing this? You know, I mean, I could have unloaded all of the things that I use to make these videos and not had to sell my Mornin, at least, and maybe not have had to sell the Schecter and been able to keep my favorite instruments. Nobody watches. You know, I've got 90-some videos up on YouTube. I've got, I don't know how many on Rumble now. Nobody's watching. You know, nobody's getting any help from this. Nobody's gaining anything from it. And it's cost me quite a bit to continue to try. I do have a giant desire to help people, to draw people into music and to something good out of the world. I'm just one of those people that I truly believe I will never get where I need to be and want to be in life and in the world if I don't help somebody else get to where they need to be and where they want to be. But, you know, things, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep doing this. I got a couple of lines of defense left before the show has to be, you know, shut down. But, you know, it's a constant question in my mind as to whether or not, that's why I didn't do anything on Friday. I honestly just couldn't work around it. Couldn't get to it. I just got overwhelmed by the complete lack of viewership, the complete lack of help that I'm actually offering to anybody right now. So, you know, that's life, man. That's music, right? That's music and that's life. I mean, you know, it's not like these people that you see as big, giant musical stars. It's not like these people popped up out of nowhere. They had failure after failure after failure, most of them, before they got to where they are. And maybe that's the story with this channel. Maybe I need to rethink it, shut it down, rethink it, and come up with a better idea, better plan of attack, so to speak, as to how to get this done. Figure out a better pattern to spread the channel, to get other people to even know that it's here. I mean, I realize that I don't make very exciting and eye-catching content, that I'm not putting out this fabulous, crazy good stuff that people like to watch. I understand that. But I also think that there's probably a market for people that just want to talk about music and hear somebody talk about their struggles and how music are pulling them through it. I don't know how long this is going to be worth it to me. Nobody watches. You know, I'm getting the same 8 or 10 people that watch the videos, and to those 8 or 10, 12 of you that watch the videos, I could not be more appreciative. I thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. It does mean a lot to me if anybody gleans anything at all from my marginal opinions and my marginal advice. If anybody gets anything out of it, my stories about the crazy shit I've done and how to not live your life, if you can pull anything at all from it, that's why I want to be here. That's what I want to bring to people, to give to people. But anyway, it was a rough week, and didn't, I got some playing time in. Music was good to me this week. I zeroed in on a couple of tunes, and I've noticed, the meaning of things is changing and shifting as you learn these songs and play these songs and remember them from 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I mean, even with all of the bad tidings and the things not really going in my direction and swimming in depression and loneliness and things like that, and just normal life stuff, the shitty parts of life, even though I'm still mired in all of that, I do still see the joy and the beauty of the music, man. I mean, I went to the guitar store yesterday to sell off my two favorite instruments. The ones that those were the ones that got picked up. When it was time to play something, those were the two, that Martin always was sitting over here behind me, and the Schecter you guys saw in the video a couple times. Most of those videos of me playing electric bass was with that Schecter. But music has led me to new people that are supportive, that are helpful, that have a smile on their face if nothing else, and remind you that it's going to work, dude. Don't, keep going. And those things mean a lot. And I had hoped by this point that maybe we had made some new friends and had like a little community going in the chat room during these shows, and we don't. But I'm waiting for those people. I would like to meet those people and talk to those people and just use the music to expand my life a little more. Just consistently, there's a consistent learning to the music, a consistent expansion of what you can do, what you didn't know you could do, and what you now know you can do. An continuous expansion of the people involved in your world, and an ever-changing group of individuals that center around music, teaching it, playing it, hearing it, talking about it. And I see those things. I feel those things. I know that they're there. And again, those are the great parts of music that make these really not so fantastic times a little better, a little easier to deal with. And I mean, on the term, things changing and life changing, and that's the point of this particular Sunday morning show is, I mean, obviously it's not very hard to, I mean, if you've watched any of my other videos and if you see what's behind me, unfortunately in this day and age, just the simple fact that there is an American flag behind me pretty much tells you what I think, societally. And some of the stuff that's gone on in that realm of the world over the last 3 weeks, month, years, are again using music to expand my world, and those things from the outside world bleed into the music, obviously. And I'm going to try to maybe focus my music a little bit more, a different style, learn some specific stuff. I feel this when I was young, high school age, like a lot of folks, high school age. I spent a lot of time in a church, hanging out with most of my friends were from the church. I was there on Wednesday nights and most of the day on Sunday, and it seems like there's maybe even another night of the week, and then there's Young Life and all those things that I did in high school. And I believe those things. I did then. I still kind of do to some degree. This is the part of where the outside world pushes in on the music. And, ever since the Charlie thing, something has changed. I don't know why that bothers me as much as it does, but it hasn't stopped bothering me. It hasn't fallen out of my mind. It has made me think that I need to change the way I operate and make sure that I'm accomplishing things. Make sure that I'm a little closer to a correct way of living, which is not to say that the God, Bible, Jesus way of life is absolutely correct. I don't know. It's my opinion, and obviously we all know the story with opinions, right? Everybody's got one, and they all smell bad. My opinion is that, if one does lead their life close to the way that book operates, and you get to the very end, and it's all bullshit, well, you at least lived a decent life as a decent human being and were a good person. And if you get all the way to the end and it's not bullshit, well, hopefully they let you in the door. Maybe they're not quite as strict as we think they are, and you did pretty well. You tried pretty hard, and maybe they let you in the door. And with that kind of thing in mind, I bought a Bible yesterday, which I can't afford to do. I don't have the $20 to throw away on that, but I did because it seems somewhat important to me to maybe take another look at that. To maybe kind of help fix things up in terms of the way my world operates. Which leads me to the music part of maybe that's the part of music that I need to lean into a little more. Maybe worship songs or something like that. Use that avenue to look into something that I once was very involved in, and give it a second chance, give it another look. As an adult with a fully formed brain and all that, and all my preconceived notions and bad ideas and all that, and give it a second honest look. And maybe the best way for me to do that is to try to, while doing that, the best way for me to continue with the music and to involve the music is to try to learn, small town church kind of worship tunes, learn how to play a few chords and get up in front of people. And play while gaining, again, something for the rest of my life to anchor itself to, so to speak. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, obviously, and by the time I do know what the answer is, I won't be able to tell anybody. But I think that's, even if you're not directly on that path, if it's a foot and a half to your, if it's a foot and a half away from you, you're in the very least a decent human being. And I think that's pretty important. I think that part matters. No matter what the end is, it still matters that you're a decent person and that you don't purposely mistreat people, and that you stand up for the correct things that matter, things that are important. Anyways, we're hitting about a half hour on a Sunday morning, and that's kind of where we stop generally. And there's no focus on this show. There's no point to this one, really. This episode is just kind of a mishmash of what's going on, and again, nobody watches. It doesn't matter. It seems like for the most part, these videos are here just for me. Some sort of oddball therapy session, I guess. I don't know. So, have a good week out there, guys, and I appreciate anybody that comes by to check out the video whenever you saw it. I hope that you gleaned some amount of something from it. To end it out, I'm going to say this. Learn how to play something. Pick up an instrument. Learn how to play an instrument. Let music into your life in a fashion more so than just listening to it. Let music in the door, because it will continue to expand everything in your life and open more doors. And at the same time, it will ease tensions. It will ease pain. It will ease sufferings. And it's just damn good for your brain. So play some music. Learn how to play some music. Listen to more music than you did last week. Have a good week. As usual, as we have figured out, you're going to get a few minutes of blank screen behind me so that the end of the video doesn't get cut off. Again, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. We'll, Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. We'll get a show out. Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, Mountain Time. Have a good one, guys. Happy Sunday. Thanks for popping in and checking us out. High Desert Music Channel. Like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff is very helpful to us. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon. See you guys.